right, party people. Let's get back to it. Now, what were we doing? We were... Ah, yes. This is it. This is it. Yes, look at this. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so... we have just finished up with pretty much everything in Timberwolf Mountain. I think I realized there's one cargo container that we missed, but surely we don't really need to deal with it. At the very tail end of that bit, right before or right after we found this extra... where is it? Where are we? This extra entrance to Ash Canyon. Somewhere. Somewhere over here. We've hunted a bear, so we have a bunch of food right now. Like a lot of food. But unfortunately, this little... oh, what is this? A flare. Unfortunately, this little house, this bit of shelter, which is so far the only shelter that I found anywhere here, is up a mountaineering rope. So we can't bring all the bear meat up with us. That would just be too annoying. So what are we going to do here? So here's the situation.
It's dusk, so night can't be far behind.
We have bear meat across the canyon over there. We can probably hoof it to the bottom of this area and maybe use either that or the... Hey Gecko, what's up? I'm trying to remember what we were getting up to last Friday. Okay, so I think here's the strat. If you remember, we hunted that bear and we got all the meat over here. But the meat is over, I mean, most of it. I think I'm carrying some. Yeah, I'm carrying exactly one bear meat. Most of the bear meat is over on the other side of the canyon. And even though we've got a nice little house up here, we can't bring it up because there's a mountaineering rope we need to climb up to get here. So instead, I think tomorrow morning, when it's hopefully not blizzardy, we try to get that bear meat over to that busted up fishing hole or fishing cabin that's right there underneath us. Yeah, I wonder, one, when am I gonna make some more charcoal? But two, can we fully take care of this region in one stream? I'm not sure, but I'm feeling maybe a little bit confident about it, just because I really have no idea how big this place is. And so I'm going to choose to believe that it's quite small. Although, you know what? All that stuff up there is probably accessible, or suggestive that there's a canyon behind that hill. Oh, oh my goodness, Gecko. Okay, so let me get you caught up. So the mine, that was Black Rock, right? The northern part of Black Rock? Let me see if I can actually find it. Yeah, here. Okay, so the mine's up here. Lost Prospect Mine. Yeah, so we cleared out the mine, and we also cleared out this western part of the zone. This was pretty uneventful, so you're not missing a whole bunch over here. It's just a bunch of, not spelunking, but like the opposite of spelunking, mountain goating and climbing over trees. Then we did Timberwolf, and Timberwolf is, T is for Timberwolf. Oh, wait, hold on. Ah, okay. Are you thinking the, because I could have sworn that you had been here since Blackrock. The mine in Ash Canyon. So do you mean the cave between, where's Timberwolf? Here, the cave between Timberwolf and Ash Canyon over here? Because if you're saying a mine in Ash Canyon, well, oh my. Isn't that an exciting thing to hear and look forward to? I'll have to keep flares and storm lanterns on hand. Okay, then no. Absolutely not. We just got into Ash Canyon. So I think we entered right around where these rose hips are. I'm going to need to go back and pop a better charcoal, because I think the exit is somewhere in this little bit. Oh, I mean, come on now. All of these northern regions have a mine in them somewhere. But no, so Ash Canyon-wise, at the end of last stream, I don't know if you were here when I just mentioned this, we hunted a bear, we brought a meat just inside of Ash Canyon, all the bear meat, and then I walked over here, eventually found this house, and then planned this is probably a good place to sleep the night, more or less. The one mistake I made is I didn't realize that Mackenzie is not very tired right now, so we can't actually sleep the night away. Ooh, that's... I'm not sure if that's a graphical bug or what, but that is a very ominous looking shadow in the middle of the screen there. Yes, Simba, those are the Shadowlands. We don't go there. We don't go to Ravenholm. Okay, at any rate, I think let's drop as much stuff as we can. Actually, first, let's take a little peek down this little ledge on the side of this cliff here to see if there's anything else worth looking at. Otherwise, I think what we're going to do is we're going to drop as much stuff as possible in the house and start ferrying, not for survivability, but for atmospheric and music, and everything is so cool. Now, oh no, that's another climbing rope. We're going to have to see what's up there. So cool, huh? It seems I'm not the only person who enjoys a good pun. Let's see, is this? Okay, that looks kind of dangerous to hop down, but I feel like it's possible if necessary. But that could be interesting. So while we still have a little bit of sunlight, and I am kind of liking the very... They call it Desolation Point, but it seems like kind of just a normal spot. This place looks desolated. AF. Desolated as Finland. Okay, so the house inside is actually already completely dark. But we can... Ooh, I didn't even notice there was a backpack here. Yeah, ooh, I hear you. And a book. We don't need the book right now. Okay. So we're going to drop a bunch of stuff and go up that second climbing rope. And what do we want to drop? Drop you. Drop you, you. Ammunition is light enough. We don't need to drop that. What else? We don't have a bunch of firewood, but when did I pick up accelerant? And I guess it's a little bit absurd to carry 4 fire strikers. Drop some matches, because this is a little bit obscene as far as fire sticks are concerned. Drop some of you. The rest we keep. Clothing, I don't remember picking that up. You know, don't I have... Yeah, I do have enough. I guess we can burn time later by repairing that hat. That rabbit skin hat. Food's fine. And all this stuff is probably okay. Okay. Let's go up that rope. Because, oh no, it suddenly turned dark. That was really fast. Well, I think it's light enough that it might be worth the trouble anyway. It's kind of a tall rope, though. So we might need to take a little bit of a nap at the top. That's less than ideal. But we're still warm. Oh yeah, that does seem like it's taller than your average bear. Oh. I guess dude in his t-shirt and his backwards baseball cap, he was too cool. He was so cool he froze to death, probably after falling off a cliff. Okay, let's... Exactly, no risk, no fun. Let's see exactly how tuckered out we get going up this rope. Oh yeah, this is a ways. It's even a ways to the first ledge. And I can kind of already tell that we're slowing down. So let's pop a quick squat on this ledge. One, because I think it gives us a little bit of height for free. And two, because I think we'll be climbing faster after we get back on it. Okay, well... Actually, this is a perfect opportunity not to look at badges, but to go back to a noir mode. Yeah, that's a little bit creepier, right? Oh my goodness. Look at all those little matchstick trees. Okay. Where's the rope? Here. Yeah, it's dark. It is pretty dark. And we're probably going to get over encumbered in like 2 seconds. Okay. So hopefully there's no bear up here. The last time I climbed up and got over encumbered, I got cornered by a bear. Okay, how are we on carry weight? We are... Yeah, that's rough. Okay, anyway. This place is looking pretty self-contained. Let's take a peek. Just the tiniest of peeks. And I didn't mean that pun, but I'll take it now that I said it. This is a weird looking texture. Okay. I'm sure that it's even harder for you guys to see. So let's see. We are actually to the point where we could sleep through till dawn. Okay, and this looks like it's a... That wasn't a house, was it? Does that... No, that just looks like a rock. Okay, so this looks like a non-trivial path to go down. Let's put a pin in that. We'll go there first thing tomorrow. No, that's not true. First we get the food, then we get the money, and then we get the path. But first order of business is to get back to this rope before we get encumbered. Unless... Is there a cave up here? I wouldn't be against sleeping in a cave. But no, that's too dark to tell. So let's hop back down, take a quick nap. Yeah, it's getting a bit close. All right, let's go. We're already actually pretty slow, so this is going to be rough, even though we're going down. Okay, note to self. The lower your fatigue, even if you're not over encumbered, the slower you go up and down ropes. I had always wondered what aspect of your stats would affect that. Whether it was coldness or fatigue or encumber, like, you know, carry weight. Or hunger, maybe. But I think it's clearly fatigue. Man, even going down that rope is pretty rough.
Something's making me feel really tired.
Metal shoe attachments, you mean crampons. This game taught me the word crampon as well, and yes, you better believe I do. Where is it? Here. Improvised crampons, and they're even new, because the first pair I made got broken by a couple of bear attacks. But yeah, crampons are OP, in my opinion. Between saving my ankles from being broken by steep hills, among other things, in my opinion, extremely necessary. Oh yeah, we got the hydration game going. Alright, now, I don't remember where the bed is in this house, and it is pitch dark. But usually the bed is forward and down a little bit, so we'll walk forward until we can't, and we'll look down. Oh my goodness. I'm a literal god. And sleep for 12. Actually, drink first, so we don't die in our sleep, and then sleep for 12. Okay. Drinking soda before bed is good for you, right? Never mind the cavities. Actually, I wasn't looking, but am I crazy to think that that soda gave us back a little bit of fatigue? It couldn't, no, it couldn't have, because we slept all the way through. You sleep, the sleep meter goes up exactly as much as the drink meter goes down. So because we had an empty drink meter, we did sleep for the 12, which means the soda didn't help. Just started hailing outside, need to close some windows. Well, that was me a couple days ago. So definitely do that. Definitely do that before something bad happens. Okay, and I don't recall having the noir mode on during a blizzard during the day. So now I'm kind of curious to see whether or not it helps during the day like it does during the night. Let's check. First, oops, not display, none, confirm. Okay, not really. I think I like normal during the day still. Couldn't hurt to check. Where is it? Display. Heritage. See if it's still cancer. Well, it's not quite as malignant, but it's still cancerous. Okay, back to normal. Alright, so, yeah, if we stay outside, we are going to get soggy. So, let's hop back in for a moment and plan. Unless you get swag in this debris? Not really. Okay, so we are... I guess might as well take this opportunity to check what's in here. A little bit of clothing. I remember there being some food and some other containers I didn't open. Climbing socks, more clothing. Newsprint, don't need it. Lantern fuel, could use that. I don't think we have a storm lantern on us right now. Okay, more clothing. What is that? Nothing. Firewood, some food. What else have we got? Cardboard box with some more food. Fireplace. Ooh, you got any charcoal? Yes, please. 3 charcoals. How decadent. Ooh, a mountaineering rope.
I could use this.
So we have at least, I want to say, 3 available mountaineering ropes if we need them. Which, based on how many ups and downs it seems like there are, that could be pretty good. Okay. Forgot this was here. I saw it earlier. We could definitely use that to read if we need to. And search trunk. What have you got?
This'll come in handy.
Okay, decent amount of clothing. So, lots of cloth is available. A little bit of food, a little bit of firewood. So, we can certainly wait out the blizzard. I think what we're going to do... Let's not forget we've got this stuff here. I think the first thing that we are going to do is repair our beautiful rabbit skin hat. Cured gut. I always forget about cured gut. Damn. Okay, well. Well, that's not the best. How dry are we? Okay, let's pop a squat for a little bit, see if we can dry off a little bit more. And then I think it'll be okay if we go back and try to get some of the meat and bring it back. I think that should be fine. The canyon that we're above, the valley that we're above, is thin enough that I don't think we'll get lost. Full on downpour, if there was a blizzard in game, it would feel like special effects. Yeah, it might have been yesterday or the day before where I am. We also had a hail warning, and it rained an extreme amount, like to the point where the actual visibility was down to probably 50 feet. It was that much rain. It almost felt like a very heavy early morning fog. Okay, for real now. We're going out. We're going to pick up some of that meat. Some of that frozen food. With a quickness, hopefully. I'm not worried about... It seems like as long as we're in a windbreak, we should be fine, warmth-wise. So my main concern right now... My main concern is having the clothing get wet and getting frostbite. Okay, I think if we just follow along this way, eventually there's going to be that bump out. And we cross at the bump out, and once we hit the far wall, we turn left. And then we just follow that wall. It will eventually bring us to our little pass into the hills by the waterfall. And I'm kind of, because we need to go back up that rope, that's the only reason I'm not using sprint right now. In fact, maybe it would behoove us to do a little bit of sprinting. Man, so blizzard, storm, rain, hail-wise, what's the forecast look like? Is it just a short thing, or are you looking at like a multi-hour weather situation? Have a couple of sticks just in case. Alright, so we cross, and hopefully we run into something that is not wolf-shaped. Hopefully. Okay, here's our wall. Hang a left. Unless... oh no, the blizzard's gone. Okay, that's a good thing. That is a very good thing. I think we're still getting wet a little bit. How are we? Okay, only a little bit wet. Because I think even when it's snowing, you still get wet. That caught up to me and surprised me once. Once bitten, thrice shy, as they say. Okay, is this up? This is up. Okay, here's the wolf. One day we'll come back in better weather and harvest that guy. In fact, is this better weather? I'm not sure. Let's check. Supposed to be over in about 30 minutes, so it's sudden and furious downpour, but no staying power. I know exactly how that goes. Now, this may seem like a waste, but given the weather, in-game I mean, let's go over a little bit into this valley and just put a charcoal so we can get the transition on the map. Here we go. Yeah, 8 charcoals. Look at how many charcoals that is. Surely we'll get the transition from here. Oh, come on now. Really? Sometimes weird things. Asked if there's going to be a rain to take her bike to the fitness class, and he said, don't worry, no rain until 9 p.m. Well, you can always blame it on the weatherman. Alright, there we go. That second charcoal kind of felt like a waste. But yeah, you can definitely always blame it on the weatherman. And, you know, otherwise say it was supposed to be localized, not where you are. But yeah, that's why you, always need to carry an umbrella, in my opinion, if you're going somewhere bike-wise. Actually, it's kind of threatening rain where I am, too.
I need to drop
One of those afternoon showers. Okay, so I don't want to be super fat and slow, so let's... yeah, only get about that much meat. Yeah, there's actually a non-zero probability that if it starts raining a lot, I'll lose power. So if that suddenly disappears, that's probably what happened. Otherwise, I'll try to stick around. It should be possible. It should be possible, but you never know. Let's just say my my utility company doesn't inspire confidence with their track record, in my opinion. Okay, this is looking fine. Even though we have 3 scent marks, surely we must be downwind from any wolves so they won't smell us. Right? Okay. And honestly, worst case scenario, and I have been caught out in very torrential rains in my bike before. But I've also been somewhat confident given the normal climate that they usually are short. So I can always just, you know, ride underneath a shop's awning and just wait it out for, you know, 15 minutes. It's not the end of the world. Definitely not the end of the world. Of course, if she's running on a tight schedule, you know, maybe you will be blamed for a little bit. Okay, I don't see any wolves. And I only hear something extremely far in whatever direction that is. In fact, far enough it might even be up on that cliff. Is that? I thought that looked like a roof, but I don't think it is a roof now. Okay, so here's the plan. We're gonna drop as much food as we need to drop to get under our carry limit at this busted up fishing hole over here. We can also use it to check the viability of the fishing hole, because you know how much I like to be gone fishing. And the rest will take... Where'd it go? Yeah, the rest will take up to the house. In fact, you know, I probably should have popped a charcoal in between these two locations. But we'll think about that next time. We will think about that. Oh, and that looks like a busted up house. Let's check there too. But let's drop these things first. If you're excited that I'm exploring this region, that's a somewhat ominous thing to say. Bitter marsh. I wonder why it's so bitter. Okay, this looks like it's got, yes, a single coal, a single lonely coal. Feels like kind of a waste for a coal bin. Okay, so that's there. And... no, let me in. Let me in! Okay, so there is a stove. There's not really... I suppose it's not a very defensible location. And I suppose it's only a mediocre windbreak. If it even is a windbreak. Does this count as a windbreak? I don't think it does. Well, that's kind of bad. I guess in a pinch we could do some ice fishing. Let's check the house. What's the over-under that I get ambushed at least 5 times by either bears or wolves? I feel like the over is probably higher percentage. Alright, now. What is this randomly burned down house doing here? Oh! Oh! Oh, come on, buddy. Well... you know, sometimes the wolves, they just don't have the courtesy to give us a warning awoo. I know they can afford the $350 fine because they were awooing like none other back in Timberwolf. Alright, well, we have 2 options here. We can hunt and have the meat right here. That would be extremely convenient. Or we could just leave. Because the mountaineering rope is somewhere over there and we can climb up. I think we'll hunt. Just because I suspect we'll need the food somewhere or another. Actually, let's use this as a learning experience. Can Buddy enter a door? Oop. Oh, let me in. Okay, so... I think that means Buddy can't enter a door. Because he had us dead to rights. We were stuck on this little nub here. And he was right at that corner. I think I saw him even in the corner of the screen. Alright, well that's good to know. I wonder. Okay, let's give him one more try. Because he will come back and hunt us. Yeah, it seems like the more animalistic you are, the less chance it is you can actually enter a door. Okay, let's see if Buddy can enter a door. If he can't, the next time he comes back, we'll see. I suspect that flight means he can't. Let's see if we have proper collision geometry here, or if we have another invisible wall next time he comes back. Yeah, can Yuchi enter a door? It's less likely than you think. Alright, here we go. I missed. There we go. Okay, welcome, Dakota. Human or inhuman? That's the question to be asked. Oh no, in the bum again. Yeah, nice shot. It just took 2. It just took 2. He's actually not the first wolf I have been undignified in, you know, certain penetrations. All right, let's get the arrow, get the meat. And Dakota, how often do I stream? That is a slightly open question. But so far it is most weekdays. No promises on any particular schedule yet.
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Most weekdays. All right, here we are. Open the bin, toss the food, and actually, there's one more thing I want to check. Where's W for wolf meat? One more thing I want to check is, do things cure inside this little hut? I suspect they won't. Okay, it doesn't. So we do need to bring that matches. We need to bring this stuff upstairs to start curing. And what kinds of games do I play? Well, currently, the only thing I have played is this, which is The Long Dark. But we're coming to the end of sort of exploring the entire world in survival mode. And then there's a few challenges I want to try, but then it'll be off to possibly newer and better things, greater things, if such a thing exists. I guess that's part of the mystery. But so far, it's a lot of Canada Simulator. I'm sure if you live anywhere near your namesake, you know, you understand how it feels to be in a Canada Simulator. Is this your own model? Yes. Yes, it is. Janky and unpolished as it is, there are many like it, but this one is mine. Okay, let's see. What can we drop here? We can drop... Certainly we don't need this much fresh gut, right? But at the same time... we only need to drop a little less than half a kilo. Let's drop this nice amount of water. Can always make some water up there. And let's eat this. Eat this grape soda. And I guess we had 39.99. We didn't need to eat this stale granola bar, but couldn't hurt. Okay. Up the rope. You actually make graphic stuff for streamers. Well, I have some slightly bad news, and that's part of my hobby is putting all this stuff together from scratch. So unfortunately, I don't think I am your ideal clientele. Okay, so we got hop, 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 and yes, let's first drop all the stuff inside, and then I've got half a mind to ferry some wood up and down. Oh, is that true? I guess I should figure out how to do that then. Yeah, I'm definitely... Dakota, I'm definitely not in the market, let's say. So you're better off perhaps darkening someone else's doorstep. Where's a good place to drop all this stuff? Let's just toss it here. Okay. Drop, 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 drop. But I will say, best of luck in your endeavors. Best of luck. I mean, I'm not particularly interested. In fact, I'm not even sure if I'd like to do an overlay, because that would slightly decrease the amount of, amount of screen real estate devoted to the game. I think maximizing that is probably the best thing for me right now. Okay, let's see. Food-wise, we don't have very much... We don't have very much firewood up here at all, do we? I don't have a Discord. Firewood, we have a little bit here, we have a little bit on us. Okay, here we go. We drop this, drop these, drop all of the sticks. And drop these. I don't see... I mean, you can... It's the same name anywhere you care to look. So you can, you know, take a quick peek if you like, but probably won't be worth your time. I think let's... Yeah, because honestly, there really is no firewood up here, is there? Okay, let's... Oh. I don't think it'd be worth going down. Let's take a quick nap. Oh yeah, it's raining quite hard where I am now. Let's take a quick nap, and then we'll head up the tall rope. Actually, can we head up the tall rope? This is a tricky puzzler. This is a very tricky situation, because there's so much friction traveling between each of these zones. You know, between the underneath zone here, the middle zone, and the top zone. The middle zone's kind of like a no man's land. The only thing it's got going for it is an interior space. Whereas anything else or going anywhere else would be, it takes so much stamina. All right, it is late afternoon. We are nowhere near tired enough to sleep until morning. Okay, we still have bear meat. Let's drop the bear meat. We'll do a quick nap. We'll hop down. We'll get more food and or... Yeah, more food and or firewood. And we'll bring back as much as we can. But for now, let's toss all this outside, actually. Maybe even in the backpack. How much would you like to use a second-hand backpack that's been used to store raw bear meat? It feels like... gross. Feels very gross. Okay, we don't have any water. We don't have any cooked food. So we do need to be careful. Let's sleep for 5, maybe. We can go down, we can drink some water because we dropped some. Oh, I didn't realize we are so suffering in the water-wise. And let's see. Yeah, I think this will be okay. Oh, Anne, I think I saw some of your messages, and I looked at your stuff, and I'm not in the market. Not interested. And honestly, being pushy about it isn't really going to help your case. Wait, hold on.
Need a drink.
Remember the backpack question? Just ask for the entirety of the time in Ash Canyon. I guess so. Yeah, so let's just remember there's something ominous to think of when it comes to backpacks full of bear meat. Okay, the one thing that would be absolutely devastating... Oh, Finn, it's been a minute. Welcome back. The one thing that would be absolutely devastating is to